on mute already.
Oh, well, I'm doing like 10 things here.
Oh man, that's okay. That's okay.
I this time at least I remember to hit the go live button on the IG live as well. So at least we're cross streaming now. For all
Nice.
those folks on IG, they're like, I refuse to leave IG. IG is where I live. Then no problem. We got you covered there as well.
Yes. Do you have the does your screen show the other vertical screen like you're on?
If I would like it to, yeah. If you actually notice, B, down at the bottom, you've got a show vertical, hide vertical. You can hide the IG one if you don't want to see it.
Oh, I see that. I see that.
Yeah, there we go. There's a little delay there letting me actually add that in as well. So that's where it felt weird. We're still getting the hang of this. Again, 182 weeks in, slowly but surely, we're figuring it all out.
I think we just hit show comments on stage at the same time too. That was cool.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's what's up. I think we've done that a couple of times. The add stage, take off stage. That was my favorite. I think when we had Dove on, knocked it out of the fucking park on that one, man.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Professionalism, what they call it, my friend.
Oh, we're two grown men talking indie toys. You want professionalism? You go somewhere else.
Jazz Wiz, what's up, dude? Recycle Galaxy, what's up? Zymat, what is up? Abaddon 40, Mr. Ordinary, my dude. Asinine, Brilliant Demon, Eric Folkerts, 8-Bit Mike, first in the house tonight. What is up, everybody? Full Toys and Tits, what's going on?
Oh man, full one tonight, eh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's good episode tonight, dude. We got a lot of ground to cover. Holy smokes, dude. We should get it in 2 hours. We'll see what's up, but dude, we got a lot going on, man. I think I don't know how many I forwarded to the account, but it was a lot, and I know that you were sending them too. So I don't know what kind of roll in the tabbies we got tonight, but it's going to be very nice. Nim Studios, Jacob, what's going on, dog?
Did you end up having some unboxings for tonight too?
I don't, man. I do, but I'm going to save them for next week because I was looking at our lineup and I'm like, man, that's a lot of stuff.
And at the same time, next week we're going through all the Kaiju robot folks as well. There's like 70 there.
Is it 70?
There's a lot. I kind of half-assed. I went across it. I went, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. You know what I mean? I did classic rows and columns. I know that some of the names are a little longer, so it doesn't actually work out that way for all of the rows, but yeah, I rows and columns did.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a full 2 hours. So maybe the following week we'll do something.
There we go. Because we do have a lot of tabs here tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't sure what we were doing, I ended up actually going down a rabbit hole. I told you, and I think there was a little bit of a miswiring. You thought I was gonna be talking about Swamp Thing. Oh no, nay, my friend. I didn't want us to end up in the same boat with the G.I. Joe show first year. And I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily have the greatest understanding of all the robots and kaijus and their historic fucking rivalries out there. So I may have gone down a bit of a rabbit hole collecting a bunch of information on that crap that I'm going to, tangent off about at some point once we get the old SSUCHY in, and either they can sit here and add and tell me where I'm wrong, or they can dip out as well. But
yes. 1 second. Brynwood, thank you for saying that. Don't forget the Cool Cat Toys has a drop in about an hour. Oh, yes, go buy something and then come right back.
We both tabbed that. We both were like, oh yeah, that's a fatty drop coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man.
We made sure.
That's a nice one. I like that. But back to what you were saying about Swamp Thing, dude. The thing that I like about when you talk about Swamp Thing is that you know a lot about it, whether you say you do or not, dude. And it's always cool to listen to people talk about stuff they really know about.
But that's where I think I'm not even going on about Swamp Thing this time. We're gonna be talking about Kaijus and robots and some of that history and shit.
Yeah, we're doing that.
I don't know what Swamp Thing. I don't know anything about Swamp Thing. I don't even know who Swamp Thing is.
I think I promised everybody that you were going to talk about it, so I think you kind of suckered into it now. And I got a shelf full of Swamp Things behind me. So
did you purposely do that? Oh, I thought there was a Sorry, dog. But that's a cool cat drop. Just so we don't accidentally get distracted later and not to actually bring up the tab. But in an hour,
Yes.
yes, these are going to be up. Fatty little haul here. Whipped up some one-off alley cat swirls for those that missed the last drop. Slurring over here like some kind of drunkard. Yeah, what's new with you, dude?
Oh, nothing much. My daughter just
Toyzday.
texted me about 5 times in a row about something. I'll tell you what, man. Anyways, kids, I'll tell you what. Super terrible. What's up? Nothing much, dude. You know, busy. God, what's going on, my man? Same old thing, dude. Right now, my life is wake up early, drive, go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, do it again. And that's been it for a while now, dude. And I am so tired of that. That is not my fucking regular, but that's what it is right now. But I'm glad it's Wednesday, man. I told you earlier on in the week. Oh, thank God for Wednesdays, eh? Huh?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty fucking grateful for them, man. We're a lucky little bunch.
We are super terrible. I said what's up, but man, it's been a minute since Super Terrible's been able to be in here. So what's up? I miss all. Oh, we miss you too, man. That's what I'm saying, dog. Doc Horror, what's going on, man? What's up with you, Big Pimpin'? Up there in the old North 40, just chilling.
Just chilling. You nailed it, man. Just chilling. That's exactly it. Trying to stay warm. Like I said, been just nerding out on toy shit the last little bit. I'm getting excited for the show that's going to drop tomorrow. I've no idea what the hell everybody's going to be dropping in that show. I'm stoked to be talking to Suki tonight. We used to be doing like those creative chats, so it's been a little minute since I've actually sat and chatted with them. Yeah,
man. Yeah, dude. He's got a lot of stuff going on, dude. We're gonna take a look at those shirts, and then we're gonna talk about more shirts. And he's in that show tomorrow, which is cool. I was talking to him the other day, and he said that he was done with his piece already, and it was killing him. Trying to keep it under wraps and stuff, but
I can only imagine.
Up there? You snowing up there?
No snow. It came and went. You shut your fucking mouth. Don't talk about it, or it'll fall. It's some bullshit. Yeah, we don't want that, man.
You guys don't like the snow? I thought it was like snow and hockey, and that was like all good shit. Is that no?
There's no middle ground. That's the issue. If you live further north, you're getting like 4 or 5 feet of it. If you live here, you're just getting fucking slush, and it shuts down the trains, and you know.
It's more of a pain in the ass, huh?
Yeah, just good old crumbs here. Just complain.
That's all right, dude. It's Wednesday. It's the day.
It's Wednesday.
Out, man. It's all good. It's all good.
What do you say? Do we bring in fucked toys here?
Let's do it. Frankenhees, what's going on, man? Yeah, there we go. It's been a minute since somebody came on with the mask. I don't know anybody that's newer that watches. It used to be a consistent thing when people would come on and have a mask on.
I was just feeling nostalgic tonight.
Feeling nostalgic tonight. All right, just because it's Wednesday.
But boy, folks are not kidding. That shit gets hot after a minute.
Right. When you were back there, actually wearing that for quite a while.
Well, I mean, I normally wear it throughout the day, but figured everybody'd want to see my pretty face tonight.
Yeah, you're right. You're also right. What's up, dude? You got a lot going on right now, man. You know what? Before we get started, for anybody watching who doesn't know who you are, go ahead and spill your guts to the world, my friend.
Well, I'm Suki, also known as Fuck Toys. And tonight, I would like to talk to you about diabetes. No, I've been an art director, designer, illustrator, graphic artist for decades. So that's, the day job. So the graphic design and the illustrations kind of carried over into my love of toys and indie toy packaging and all that good stuff. So while I don't get a lot of chance to do a lot of full-fledged toys, I at least am having some fun coming up with some, fun, more imagery-based pieces as of late. So, but yeah, that's me.
Well, so God, dude, there is so much to unwrap there. Let's just get this one out of the way real quick, dude. Let's
Okay.
talk about the show for tomorrow.
Mm.
How many shows have you been in?
Ooh, not as many as I would like to. I'd probably say it's been 3 or 4. So
3 or 4?
yeah, not too many so far.
So what'd you make? What'd you make there, bud?
Now you're gonna ask me to remember things.
Well, it seems more this past year you've gone into a lot of the shows as well.
Yeah, I mean, I did the Shrek. Yep, we got that. We did the.
Oh, I remember that one now.
And then, of course, the One Up show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was asking what you made for tomorrow.
Oh, for tomorrow. Well,
I was hoping you just had it right there and just be like, so here's my piece for tomorrow.
well, I mean,
You know we can't do that.
I've got Pyrenees in the background here, and the wonderful thing about Pyrenees going into the fall and winter is that there's so much fur floating around that you wind up with hairballs like a cat, basically. So sorry. No, I actually do have the piece for tomorrow's show sitting here, but I've been told I'm not allowed to show it yet.
No, absolutely not. Dude, we wouldn't expect you to do that.
But
Yeah.
Although I am dying to. It's one of those pieces that I was not sure if I was going to be able to do anything because I'm still honestly in the middle of repiecing back together the studio after I had a bunch of bees to have extracted from basically right above my studio space.
Oh my God, dude! What?
Honey from random spots that I step on or put my hand on and realize, oh, that's got crap all over it still.
What?
So it's been a series of just scrubbing every tiny little surface. So I will say, if anybody ever has an issue with they think honeybees are moving in, like, get a hold of your local beekeepers fast. Have them come over with they come over with infrared cameras anymore, and they will look around and it when they're in the walls or the ceiling because it is glowing red hot.
Really?
Apparently, like bee colonies, beehives, the bees' body temperature, it's like a 90-degree, space. So they say it's great for, your house if they move into the structure because they're not going to damage the structure. If you have any wood rot, no more rot, it's dried out. But the downside is, other than having a bunch of little bees occasionally sneaking under doors or windows or whatever that you step on barefoot, they start making honey. So they cut above my dining room ceiling, between the two rafters, so about 16-foot or 16-inch hole, and then another space just below it on the wall, and vacuumed out 4.5 pounds of bees to relocate, and then pulled all the honeycomb out, and everybody's just like, oh, were you able to just hold a jar up and get a little bit of honey out? I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. They cut a hole, and honey waterfalls out and down the walls and all over the floor, and every bee that escapes is covered in honey now, and everything it touches gets honey off on it. And yeah, and they took 4.5 pounds of bees in one big vacuum with them, but for over a week afterwards, fortunately I kept the dining room and where my workshop is in the kitchen construction tarped off. But every time I stepped through here, I'd instantly pick up the shop vac, get a few dozen around the windows and the doors trying to get out, a few dozen on the floor dead. And this was for over a week, every single time I stepped through here. So I don't wish it on anybody. So if anybody's ever has the slightest inkling of, I think maybe some bees might be moving into the walls, get them out fast.
Mm.
So because obviously the larger that colony grows, the more honey and mess and just general annoyance it is. So yeah.
On that note, one of my favorite books when I was a kid was the Berenstein Bears' The Big Honey Hunt, and similar situation going on there.
It's no longer my favorite book.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic. Dude, okay, so the show for tomorrow. So we talked the other day. You said you were done already, man. How long did it take you to knock that thing out? And why is it that it got done so quick, man? I think there's a lot of people that we talk to where it's always up to the last minute. I don't know if it's kind of, I don't want to say it's rare, but I think I definitely hear it more of it's coming down to the wire than, oh man, I'm just kind of just waiting for the show to drop, you know?
I mean, I will admit it is less figure based than it is more illustrative and found object. So it's not a traditional figure toy. Just because, I just don't have the workshop right now. That said, I mean, I put a ton of time, probably week and a half, 2 weeks of straight illustration into the piece, and I was able to kind of maybe cheat a little bit with my days, working it in between actual productive work at the office.
Yeah, well, see, and I was gonna say, man, like that's like the graphic design part of your portfolio, I guess, right? That's kind of like your forte. I don't know if anybody's seen or if they go to your page and kind of scroll. There's an annual magazine that I know that you do the cover for out there. But would you say that's, kind of your main deal is, and we've seen it in shows. I think everybody has, there's all kinds of art in shows now. 2D, 3D, whatever it is. So it's all part of it. But would you say that's kind of like your main thing?
Yeah, I mean, largely.
Yeah.
Is the illustration work. I mean, a day job. I'm doing a news media, so we're putting together an alternative weekly newspaper. One of the free neighborhood newspapers that you pick up around town and everything.
That's cool.
So it depends on the day.
Depends on the day. That sounds interesting.
Most commonly, we're referred to by some factions as that damn liberal rag.
Oh.
Okay. So that's some of the nicer comments we get. But yeah, no. And so I mean, I'm doing a lot of actual layout of the issues. I've got a small team that helps me with that. But and I when I have a budget, I try and hire some local illustrators and stuff and change things up. But obviously when times are tight, I wind up doing a lot of the illustration myself. So a lot of the covers, if it's getting an illustration as opposed to photography, I'll end up illustrating it. So that's definitely helped throughout my career. Because they don't want to see the same exact style necessarily time to time. You're always got an editor or a publisher, saying, hey, can you change it up? I want, I don't want this week to look exactly like last week. And obviously it helps when people are going around town and, seeing copies, you want them to go, oh, okay, that's something new and different to pick up. So this forced me in my career to learn to mimic a lot of different styles and looks, for the good or the bad. I think I have my own style, especially when it comes to the more photocomposite kind of illustration work. But, because I'm most of the time so compelled through the day job to change it up and try and emulate other looks, I even get lost going, okay, what is my style? So, I've been told by people, no, you have a distinct style, even trying to change it up. But, it's one of those, it plays with your head when you're always trying to make somebody else happy with your art versus doing purely for yourself. So it was nice with the piece that I've got dropping tomorrow with the show, that it was completely all me. You know, I was working in my native photo compositing style. You know, it is made from dozens, if not, you know, a couple hundred different image pieces, you know, back just texture photos, you know, and just layered and effects and all that kind of stuff. It's all old school Photoshop. I'm not, you know, plugging into the AI bullshit or anything like that. It is, you know, just old school, almost just, you know, darkroom level manipulation and compositing everything together. So, so I'm proud of it. All in all, you know, what I got done with that piece, and then you know, I've got a fun extra component in it, which will, you know, it'll reveal tomorrow. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun piece. I think it'll be hopefully a good addition to the group show. You know I'm excited to see everybody else's work. You know, the little sneak peeks that everybody's giving each other backstage. You know, it looks like there's going to be some really impressive work out there tomorrow. So
yeah, definitely. Always is.
Do you find doing shows like this kind of helps you get back into that flow of your style?
it does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, it's, you know, my style, obviously the shows are, and I think most everybody would admit that, you know, we're not necessarily doing the shows for a wide audience, you know, or collectors or anything like that. I think most people, at least myself, would be like, hey, this is a fun challenge for me personally as an artist to work on a theme that I'm not normally would be working on, you know, and see how my style, what I normally do, fits that. So, you know, so, yeah, it's nice to try and work in my comfort zone, but at the same time, it's working my comfort zone into a totally different zone. So yeah.
That makes sense.
And doing these shows, would you ever hope that it would lead to you doing maybe some more backer arts or even like other opportunities with some of the dudes in the scene, whether it be some of their physical media that they're working on or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm always open to collaboration. Uh, it's obviously going to come down to what my overall schedule is. Uh, you know, there's the style of work that I typically do within the photo composite, and I work in other styles. I work purely vector, and you know, I can work a traditional hand, but I've kind of shied away from a handmade illustrative art just because, you know, I've been renting, you know, my place, so there's only so much of a materials mess I want to make without, you know, I would still like to have my safety deposit back at the end of the day. So, you know, in digital just in some ways goes much faster for me because I've just been doing it for so long. But yeah, I'm always down to talk to people about potential collaborations. You know, I'll say my style is not a fast style though, and I think some people are always, you know, like, hey, I've got a new piece coming out. I need card art, you know, in the next 3 or 4 days. And it's like, well, if my schedule's wide open, I might be able to bust something out depending upon what we're looking at. But you know, there are other pieces that I've worked on that, you know, are 2-3+ weeks, and that's between 4 and 10 hours a day, you know, to get the effect that I'm looking to achieve. So yeah, but it's a matter of just you know, hit me up. You know, if the project sounds fun and you know, timelines work out for everybody, yeah, I'm always down to talk about it.
Fletcher, what's going on, man? Dude, let's talk about t-shirts, dude. I know you got the Care Bear one. That one, for those that you had sent me a stack of those, so I'm sure some people have stickers of those from maybe the last few months or something like that. But Dude, what kind of was that just kind of a natural progression? I mean, I think that is for a lot of people that I see that have T-shirts. A lot of the times it seems like it's either, you know, a logo or a sticker or something that already exists, and then you just throw it on multiple things, and a T-shirt is one of them. But what kind of led to the T-shirt arena for you?
It's been one that I've kind of been bouncing back and forth between, you know, over many, many years. And it's just so much easier nowadays. I mean, you know, because back, you know, in the day, you did a T-shirt, and you know there wasn't print on demand yet, so you had to go to somebody, produce X number in X number of sizes and colors, and fork over a whole bunch of cash and have an inventory and deal with all that crap. You know, or when you know. Print on demand first started, you know, it was very limited of what they offered, and you know, again, it just wasn't necessarily overly friendly for the designer. And there's still, you know, obviously a lot of very popular T-shirt sites floating around, and I won't name names. They know who they are, but you know, as an artist, you're like, hey, I've got this great design, and I would, you know, not only want to see it out in the world, but it'd be nice to make a couple bucks off of it, you know, and you put them on these big name brand T-shirt websites, and they're like, oh, well, we'll you know, we'll do the printing and fulfillment, you know, and we'll just take 95% of the profit. And you're just like, what the hell, you know? And you know, then they turn around and, oh, but you also got to do your own marketing. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, no, you know. So that is, you know, I'll put a shirt out there for a minute. Mainly for, you know, so I could get myself one, you know, because I generally produce apparel that I want to wear, you know, which is where this came from. You know, it was just a design that popped in my head. I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah, I could use a new T-shirt, and okay, let's do it. But, you know, I'll put these shirts out, and, you know, then I'd yank them back down because it just wasn't making any money off of it. But now we've gotten to the point, there are a couple really good companies out there, like the one I'm using, which is Merch Yeah, and Beast Rec actually got me turned on to it. I noticed he was, you know, putting all his shirt designs out there, and they're amazing, you know, really good quality. I mean, this is print on demand. I think I've got 20 plus washes in on this now, and it's really, I mean, barely starting to show any kind of wear on the print. You know, lots of different apparel company options to pick from. And we're talking mainly T-shirts, hoodies. But I saw a couple that Beast Rec was doing, and I was interested in one of his. And when I got it in, I'm like, wow, this is, you know, pretty decent quality and everything. So I hit him up. I'm just like, dude, pros and cons, you know. And he's just like, look, man, I'm so happy with this company, you know, as far as the product, the service they offer, you know, just across the board. He's like, I closed the rest of my, you know, online storefronts to move over just purely to them. So I'm just like, okay, that's said enough, you know. And so far, I've been very happy with the experience. I mean, I've emailed their customer support with just a couple random ass questions, and I mean, they're right back to you, you know, which was really nice. So yeah, so I've been happy with that. But yeah, I threw some designs out there, and they're just designs that I wanted to wear. So I mean, most of them are kind of you know, it's not a lot yet. Mostly pop culture. And there's one down there that's a little more localized, just because it's been popular locally here as a local gag. So, and I think you can refresh that right now because it does have some special new items.
Hey, now. Let's take a look at the one that you just released today.
Mm-hmm. They might be the ones that have a flash sale, coincidentally.
Hey, now. Check that out, man. That's a little Toys Alive exclusive there. The variant with the toy with the Z on it. Nice magenta background, dude. I dig that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's something everybody likes. I'm hoping it's something we can generate a little bit of money.
$30 for a hoodie, man. That's not bad, dude. Nice.
And that particular brand of hoodie, I believe that's what the brand that Fiendbase said he was using for his sweatshirts at Assembly Required Philly.
Oh, yeah.
People gave feedback that they really liked. So, but yeah, and it's hard to tell on the at least my screen. That is a pocket hoodie.
Oh, the pocket in the front. I gotcha. Yep.
In the middle, even the hood changed to the bright neon pink is sharp as hell, man.
Yeah, I like that.
So I mean, hopefully people can sport a little bit of a love for Toys Alive. I am gonna split profits, back to Toys Alive. You guys do so much for the community.
How dare you?
Constantly sending out, prize packs and whatnot. And let alone the fact that I think I definitely speak for myself, and I think I speak for everybody else that, we want to see the stream continue as long as you guys want to continue doing it. And some of that's going to require, here and there, some technology upgrades and that kind of stuff. So I think, at least this is my intended gesture of kicking a few bucks back to hopefully go towards that kind of stuff.
Well, first of all, thank you, dude. That's incredibly generous. I will say this, that December is going to be a hell of a month for giveaways. I've talked to a couple people who are sending stuff, and it's just, I'm like, what? So it's going to be very sick. Second of all, are you suggesting that we are not using the highest quality technology possibly available? Would you even suggest that this is like the second episode out of 182 that we're not all glitched up and shit?
Glitch wise, this is an impressive evening.
It's pretty good, right?
This is pretty good. The new internet is finally paying off.
I know.
Crumbs, I just want the money to go towards buying you a curtain for the background there. Yeah,
for the sun back there?
The sun back here? Yeah.
For the fucking North Star back there?
Fuck, man. It's because it gets so fucking pitch black so early, I'll move it. Next episode.
I look at your screen, Crumbs, and I just feel like I'm being called home.
It does look like that, dude.
Oh
now you just go to the light now. Oh, man.
Shirts.
So for the giveaway tonight, we are going to do this. We are going to give away one of the new Toys Alive variant t-shirts.
Oh, snap.
So, winner gets to choose the size, of course. We will take care of the price and the shipping for you. And that'll get shipped directly to you from Merch, which is a cool site, man. They do a lot of stuff. I mean, I know everybody's got their preference as far as that goes, but what we'll do is, Crumbs, are you ready for this, or I don't want to screw it up. So you tell me when you're ready for that. Now you're ready.
You tell me. Yeah, you tell me the word, and I'll add it into the. Here, give me 2 seconds. I'll just do it. I already know the word. I'm silly. 1 second.
Yeah.
Now I will say, I specifically also picked particular garments, be it the hoodies or the shirts. I specifically was trying to also choose not only ones that sounded like they felt great and have some strength. I'm one of those people that hates it if I buy a shirt and it's faded in a week and threadbare, after 10 washes.
Piss you off.
It pisses me off, and I'm old school. Like, if I bought a shirt 30 years ago, I expect it to still be functioning.
I have some of those, I think.
Yeah. But I also looked specifically for ones that also would go into the larger sizes. Myself, I, love, and, this one's even a little roomy on me, but I like bigger shirts. You know, I know a lot of people love the super soft and the tight fitting ones. Nobody wants to see my muscles
Modern
in
fits.
my shirt. So, you know, I don't like the stuff that's just overly tight and clingy. And so I specifically wanted some apparel choices that would go into the larger sizes. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
Well, they're very cool, man. Let's see here. Good. Sweet, man. I was looking at that link. What is that link that you I
So
see
I
the
pinned that link there. It's a massive link because, of course, I didn't think to actually just hyperlink the fucking. Anyways, if you click on that link that's been pinned, it'll bring you directly to Fox Toys merch shirt store there that we were just looking at.
Sweet. And for the next couple minutes, Crumbs, I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know if we ever got to the bottom of that, but the word, all you guys got to do, if you want to enter the giveaway to win one of those t-shirts, the word is FKD. All you got to do is comment FKD. That will automatically put you in the giveaway for tonight. And then the computer will randomly select a winner. You let us know what size, and we will ship you off one of them their t-shirts. So if you want to get in that giveaway, the word FKD. There you go, Jazz Wizzy. See what Jazz Wiz did right there? That's all you got to do. Yo Dine, what's up, man? Kaj, what's up? Yeah, see, there you go. Nice. See, I like that, dude. I like that. That gives a nice little reward to everybody who's watching live. Not that we don't want to have people that aren't watching in the giveaway, but we'll switch it up, man. This is a cool little switch up. So
I won't lie, I feel like an old head when, like, you know, you've programmed this thing in, you know it's supposed to work a certain way, but then you actually see people write the FKD and you see it move up and you're like, oh, I did something right for once, maybe.
You know? Right for once. Man, that sounded total
and then you cross your fingers.
Special right there, man. That was awesome, dude. Anyways, so dude, so with your job and the bees, like artistically, dude, I mean, I know that the work that you do, I mean, it seems like there's so many of them. How do you carve away time, or what's kind of like the main focus right now? I mean, you know, it sounds like it's a little bit of everything.
I don't carve away time.
Yeah.
That's the primary problem.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, especially when you're working at smaller companies, and I think, you know, anybody that works at a smaller company can relate. You know, when especially when you're salaried and you have not necessarily a lot of people overlapping your skill set that can step in. You know, so I'm while I have very artistic and very good artists, you know, that I work with, as far as like quick photo illustrations, you know, I'm, you know, kind of the only person in the office that necessarily does that niche kind of thing. So, you know, if there was work that needs to be done, I'm stuck doing it. And, you know, it's not hey, I'm taking off for a week to, you know, go up to assembly required or whatever. If there's something going on, it's kind of like, well, I've either got to be here to finish it or, you know, get it done before I leave. So, you know, it really, you know, as anybody knows, it puts a crunch on your creativity and your, you know, the energy to do that. So, so yeah, that's probably my main trouble spot of trying to be creative and produce is just having that time and the energy to carve away. You know, I would love to be producing more. I mean, I've got a handful of small pieces I'm working on right now. You know, I've got a handful of larger pieces I'm working on. You know, I saw a meme earlier of somebody, you know, walking through Manhattan with a giant, you know, 4x8, you know, carrying bag, and the caption read, me with all my side projects. And I'm just like, well, that sounds appropriate.
Yeah.
So it's just carving away those little moments when you can, and a lot of times it's getting something started, and then getting distracted, and maybe getting back to it, maybe not getting back to it, but hopefully at least having a moment of zen that you were at least able to work on something for a minute, whether or not you got it done. So
would you, if you could do that and produce enough to where you could make a living off of that, of just doing that, and not do your 9 to 5, man, is that something that you'd be interested in?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I did at one point early, in my working days. I mean, I had a fine art studio, and I was living up north, and I was not so encumbered career-wise yet as I am now. So I was able to spend quite a lot of time, my studio producing very, standard contemporary art. Was in a lot more, shows and whatnot. So yeah, if I could go back to that and still earn comfortable living, I absolutely would.
It seems like a lot of people, man, are just kind of like right there, right? Like, you said that you try to do it in your spare time. And, it just seems like, I don't know, man, that so many people are right there of being able to do it full time. And it just takes something little to kind of tip the scales. And then just to kind of keep that momentum going and keep doing it. I mean, there's obviously people out there doing it. But what a grind, man, especially with another, with a full-time job and just all the, regular life stuff going on, to try to squeeze that time in, dude. It's crazy that the reason I bring that up, man, is because it seems like you're doing a lot in addition to your full-time job, man. It just seems like there's not enough hours in the day. I think that's how you kind of started off the conversation, was it's,
plus bees. Plus bees, bro.
And you got these fucking bees, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's been my catchphrase for the summer, going into the falls, the fucking bees.
Yeah, these fucking bees. I'll tell you what, man.
But no, I mean, it's that catch-22. I mean, I would love to be able to do more art and do it professionally, my art, that I don't have to rely on a 9-to-5 job, but I have to produce enough to generate enough of a following to be able to do that, but I don't have the time because of the 9-to-5 job. So, it's that circular, double-edged sword kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I hope to get back to generating more art more regularly. Obviously though, as current, no matter which way you're leaning, current economic circumstances are for most everybody, at least here in the States. I think everybody will agree that, if you've got a nice, secure 9-to-5 right now, don't let go of it. The job market hasn't been all that great, and reports are that creative jobs, creative work, is down, like 30%. So, it's, I would love to make a change and become just a full-time studio artist. But I also know right now I'm very lucky to at least have a 9-to-5 grind to go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've got a couple more pieces. I've done a little bit of music-related pieces that I'm hoping to finish off soon. I've had another piece that I've gotten Nostalgia helping me with. I had some assistance from a buddy of mine with some final parts and assembly for the piece that I'm releasing tomorrow night. So I'm trying to be productive when I can in the ways that I can be. So yeah.
Hey, tell me real quick before we do the giveaway, man. Tell me about the appearance on Goblin Mob's show. And the kind of experience that was, dude. What I don't know if anybody. Well, you go into it and tell them where they can find it, dude. I thought it was great, but let people know what that is real quick.
We've got 2 now that I'm on.
Oh, you have 2 now.
Yeah, and there might even be a third in there. We kind of the first one. We've been talking back and forth for ages. And he's very much into a paranormal and that kind of stuff. Bigfoot kind of stories and all that kind of stuff. So we've been talking for ages, and I'm just like, well, man, I even have, and I'm like, I don't necessarily believe in ghosts and the supernatural, but I've got a couple personal stories of experiences I've had that I cannot explain. And so he's like, oh, we got to, do something about that, eventually. And he did reach out to me, and he's like, hey, I've got this new series that he's been doing, on his YouTube channel. And he's like, hey, do you want to sit in and tell your ghost stories? So that's what I did, got up and, I think, I told my stories for a good 3 hours, I think. He might have, I don't know what he, narrowed it down to in the edit, but.
Is this on his Villains and Creeps page?
Yes. So.
Oh, now you got me digging.
And then more recently, I went in there with Dr. Plops, and everybody was giving some top our Halloween scary movie watches, and kind of ranking each other's, scoring them. So that was fun too. But yeah, we also had in there kind of a punt episode. So I don't know if you ever edited and put that up, because we had some technical difficulties at one point.
I did manage to find the one that you were on recently, where you guys, I guess, would have been like more of a Halloween one. You were all rating the episodes of Dr. Plops. I did find that. I tossed it into the chat there if anybody was interested. Damn, dude. That must have been a lot of fucking fun. That's a good group of fucking homies to be hanging out with.
Yeah.
It was. Although, I mean, okay, I don't have any kids. These guys have kids.
Get the hell out of here. What? Get out. You're going.
Kids and grandkids. So they're used to getting up at ungodly early hours of the morning and starting their day. And I'm 2 hours ahead of them. And they're just like, yeah, we're getting up at like, ready to go at 7 a.m. your time. I'm like, 7 a.m. my time, my alarm doesn't go off until late. So
Probably because Plops is in the UK, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
before we hop into the giveaway too, and we've got you on here, because I know tomorrow we're gonna be looking at your piece, and I'm not saying it's gonna be exactly like this, but I'm sure it sounds like there might be elements to it that are similar to this. Please explain what we were looking at when you were saying that you used over 30 individual images and over 200 adjustments.
Yeah, that that wound up being we needed a cover for the issue of the paper we were doing. So this is for the 9 to 5. But I mean, everything in there, ranging from, the straps and the mask on her head. Each strap is an individual piece. The mask is an individual piece. The knife, the hand, the blood, all that are individual bits and pieces, trimmed out, composited together, toning adjustments, color adjustments, color grading. In this case, like everything in this image was a daytime photo. So I had to take it, make it look not only in a dark room, but then specialty lit. Like they're actually sitting in front of a TV in the dark. So that's what I mean. The console's a piece, the stand of the TV is a separate piece, and a lot of it is just, okay, I found this chunk, but that chunk doesn't work. Find a new replacement chunk. So that's what it is. I mean, it's just a lot of finding little bits and pieces and almost 50% of it is getting online and searching for the right source material. So and I've been lucky. I do have some access, through work to some good stock services. I source a lot of bits and pieces from like commons. Find some photos that people have released to public domain. That kind of stuff. But then I also, really, really strive to not just be like, okay, here's just straightforward, the element of your photo. I mean, I try and twist and pull and relight and change things up as much as possible that hopefully, there would never be a photographer that, unless they're really looking for something, is going to be like, oh, that's my photo, damn it. So yeah, I mean, that is just lots and lots and lots of different photos all pieced together. So, it's a jigsaw puzzle. Now, I will say, before I go, I do have an unbox here myself.
Oh, shit. What you got?
I know.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it came in about a week, 2 ago or so, but it's one of those things that just brings me joy.
Yeah.
I do have a nice Astro chunk from a Craftsman.
Craftsman, yeah, man.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I will say, for the, really the, one of the first people to have cracked the code, being doing it in their garage.
To that level.
Quality wise, this is everything that I've ever had from a factory produced that I've held. I mean, I'm amazed at the quality of this sucker, and it's just a beautiful design, anyways. So,
way bigger than I thought.
Very happy. Now, I will say,
head case, what's up?
A lot of people have asked me, when did I get into toys? And Crumbs, as you know, I mean, it was during the pandemic, during a creative chats that I kind of found out about the resin community and kind of came in, but that was really just coming back to toys. Years ago, I really first found and fell in love with a Sofubi, and I had not, I started a modest little collection, and I think it was probably really around the tech housing crash that, kind of put a dent into some of the Sofubi market at that time. Because at least for me, all of a sudden everything kind of went crickets. Since anytime there's a big economic crash, it obviously affects all the creative and creative industry people. And then, so I went away because I just wasn't hearing of anything, really, because a lot of the be it magazines or blogs or stuff also kind of just dried up and went away or kind of went underground a little bit. So at least for me, I was not continuing my collection because, I just wasn't hearing about, releases and stuff like that. And then fortunately, I started hearing again, along with resin and stuff during the pandemic where, at least it seemed to me that everything was starting to make a little bit of a comeback. But I'll show you guys one of my, for me, it's kind of a grail piece, and it might not, I have no idea what value-wise it has necessarily other than to myself, but it's one of the pieces I love, and I've really never shown it off, is this sucker. So, from, I believe, yeah.
I was not expecting you to pull out something that big.
Yeah. I mean, this was the kind of, this is the biggest one I have in my collection, but most of the other Sofubi that I had pre-housing crash was big pieces that people were producing. I mean, this is Marca 27, right. And this is one of the mini gods, givers of divine sound. It has a full working mono speaker with an input jack. The sound is horrible. I mean, it's a mono speaker operating inside of soft vinyl, but it works. I mean, it's a battery compartment on the bottom, so it is a working speaker you could play stuff through. But, I mean, and I'm hoping now that people are really starting to embrace Sofubi more. It's a lot more accessible nowadays, and obviously, people are starting to figure out how to produce it themselves. This is the kind of stuff that I'm hoping that, you know, everybody will be kind of returning to, doing some really cool, innovative, and huge pieces. You know, obviously, you know, it requires some serious molds going on to produce this kind of stuff. But, you know, I see every day more and more artists that are getting better and better with, you know, not the necessarily, well, they are getting better with the art of it, but, you know, getting better technically, they're getting closer to be able to produce monsters like this. So I'm just, you know, I'm so excited about the direction everybody's starting to go with the Sofubi, and obviously always directions and the new innovations everybody's doing with the resin stuff. So yeah, that's my show and tell for tonight.
Dude, okay, so what I find comical, and I know I've shown this off when I like first got it, but it makes a lot of sense that this is one of your first pieces made now as well, being the little amp bot.
Yeah.
Like, and dude, this is one of like the smoothest pieces. And if correct me if I'm wrong, this is rotocasted by yourself, right?
Yeah, it's rotocast resin. It's like, I think 65D. It is the very first attempt I had at that, so it is far from perfect. But it was a run with a run of, dude, I think 23 with full packaging, header cards.
So like, what's funny is like the marks you see, like any marks on here are maker marks. Like you know what I mean? Like it has to have a seam line, but like there's no flaws to it, my dude. Like that's kind of comical to me that you think it's far, because there's no actual flaws to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
everything needs to be two halves.
It's not as thick a buildup of resin on the interior as it realistically should have. I mean, if you wanted to go at it, it wouldn't take much to go through it. But that's one of the things that I learned as I was working on it, of, oh, something like that realistically should be a matrix mold where, you know, I could access the bottom of it, cut a hole while it's still soft, and do a second pour and a spin and keep it going and just build that up. Because obviously, because the rotocast resin it kicks so fast that, you know, you got to start spinning, I mean, real quick as soon as you pour that. And what I found out with that was, because I'm like, well, I want it to be thicker, so I'll just pour in more resin. And the first handful, it was, I mean, as soon as they poured it, was so thick, it kicked instantly before I even spun it. You know, so there was a lot of like really lopsided ones with like an inch thick of resin and like, you know, paper thin walls, the rest of it.
Right.
So, but it's stuff you learn like that going through the motions.
Well, and not many people on their first time doing something go OG sculpt and then attempt a matrix mold and then attempt doing a rotocast, man. Lots of pieces to the puzzle there.
Yeah, I mean, it's lessons learned. I mean, that was only a 2-part mold, which, you know, in silicone weighed a metric ton. You know, but it's after that I learned, oh, I should have done more of a glove, you know, mold around it with matrix parts for rigidity and all that kind of stuff. So it, you know, when, you know, it did not want to spin on the rotocaster. So, and I've talked to a couple other makers lately that are, you know, are just getting their rotocast machines. So it'll be interesting to see what those guys are producing before long here.
Pocket Salsa's Ghost. The giveaway is, yes, there you go, man. Bam. So yeah, FKD in the comments will get you automatically entered into that. Is it still taking numbers, crumbs, or how does that work? Yes, it is.
It is still collecting them.
Nice.
It seems to actually be working.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Does it have to be FKD or hashtag FKD?
You don't have to have the hashtag, and you don't have to put capitals. And it does know if you put it more than once, not to allow you to have multiple enters. It's nice. Pretty smart.
It's taking it with and without the hashtag.
Yeah, it's taking it with or without the hashtag.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want me to edit that?
I mean, if you guys type all caps, it makes me feel more special. So,
right? Just seems fancier.
Yeah, right. What time you dropping your piece there tomorrow, there, bud?
I think normal-ish time. I think everybody's supposed to be dropping 7 Eastern.
7 Eastern, nice.
Normal-ish time.
Yeah. I got to double check. I'm still haven't scheduled my piece yet.
No, that's fair.
I'm slacking on is getting it scheduled because Instagram does not want to copy and paste my caption I've pre-written.
You know, so it might be that you've got too much written. B and I were talking about this the other day. Forever.
I've checked. It's supposedly like 2,200 characters, and it's still just giving us. But I would not expect anything less of Instagram. So.
And I've heard scheduling the posts can be quite a mess. I do know there's been other people, but you were right. 7 p.m. Eastern is going to be what time the Kaiju robot show goes live.
Yeah, it should be a lot of great work from everybody. It sounds like everybody had a lot of fun, and it's definitely a topic that is near and dear to a lot of people.
I would have to agree.
Pocket Sauce goes bedtime for him. Wife gets induced in the morning at 7 a.m. Congrats, dude. A father once again.
Damn.
Good luck to you, man.
I thought you said wife drops a deuce at 7 a.m. and I was like, wow, you guys have a very like to the T washroom schedule. Like, okay. But no, induced sounds a lot more worthy of congratulations. It all makes sense now.
That is true. Let's spin this wheel, buddy.
Isn't that neat?
It is. I like that.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Fletcher Sandwich. Right?
Nice.
Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to do the...
Nice, dude.
Wait.
We have them. We use them.
Where was the applause track when I came on?
Right. Oh, I apologize. I meant for you. I had actually had this one set aside. Yeah. This was what I had for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like now.
You know. And then when you pulled out that really nice toy, I know B was having a little bit of this. I was having a little bit of this. Yeah.
That one's very tranquil. That one right there.
Right?
Feel like
I mean, come with it.
Yeah. Felt like I was out fly fishing or something. Yeah.
Oh no, that was literally. You know what that is.
It was tranquil water flow. Crumbs is what it was. Like a nice flowing brook.
Exactly.
All right.
Right.
Nice job, Fletch. You'll just have to just shoot me a text or a message and let me know what size you are and your address. We will get that taken care of for you, my dude. You have won the FKD Toys Alive new shirt designed by the man right in front of you, Suki FKD. Thank you, my man, for joining us. We are looking forward to your piece tomorrow and then reviewing it next week, man. That's going to be a really fun show. But thank you for joining us, man. You are an absolute saint. Those shirts are sick. Very much appreciated, dog.
Yep. Thank you, guys. And
I wasn't sure.
It's almost as if he was waiting for it, dude. That was perfect.
I wasn't sure if he was waiting for it, if there was actually something beautiful they were about to say. So I was like, no. Yeah.
Nice.
That's how we roll here. Yeah, dude.
So
damn, man. Suki is one of those ones I feel like fuck bringing them on our show. Fucking DKE Toys. Somebody with a brain should bring them on. Imagine those guys just popping off. Somebody like Dove, whose brain is just thinking about like all the fucking 20 years worth of art they've seen, and like Suki with the 20 years worth of art they've been doing. That would be a fucking conversation.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's crazy, dude, when you see people that have been doing it for so long, man. And then just how toys just kind of just pops up here and there. Dude, that Safubi piece that he had was freaking wild. The big one, holy shit, dude.
That was stupid.
Yeah, that was insane. But the Craftsman one was dope too. That was cool, dude. I think that's the first time I've seen somebody actually hold that one.
Well, and I agree with you. Way bigger than expected. But I can't stress enough. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm going for somebody's first toy. Like Suki knocked this out of the park. They can be as humble and modest as they want about this thing, dude. They're like, this is a fucking tight piece for a first toy, man. I got my grummy hands all over it, but like, yeah.
But it makes sense now, right? I remember seeing that a while ago.
Fitting.
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely makes sense now with the with seeing that other Safubi piece. So anyways, dude, what's next on the docket, dude? I know we got a full slate, man. We might as well fucking jump right in. I know that we got there's a lot of drops going on. Cool Cat's got a new drop going on. That's not a new drop, but with a new piece or anything. But those are super sick.
A replenishment drop.
Replenishment drop. There you go. That's
some
where
freshy one-offs. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But lots of DCon leftovers sales going on. That's very cool. I'm sure we'll take a looky at those.
That said, I don't know about you, man. I tried grabbing as many. Then I noticed were folks saying they were gonna have leftovers available. But if anybody's in the chat and you're gonna have leftovers available, feel free. So sorry, feel free to chime in. Let us know. We'll pull up that tab as well. Might as well show off what's kicking around after DCon.
Oh yeah, nice. Sweet. There was, God, dude, it looked like, I don't know, man. It's always hard to gauge, right? The crowd size at DCon, especially. I didn't see a whole lot of walkarounds. I saw a few. I didn't see too many videos, man. I always like to check out YouTube afterwards because it seems like there are people that do, like full walkarounds, like legit ones. But I just haven't checked. But I didn't see very many on Instagram. But looked like people were selling stuff, that's for sure, which is cool. What did you want to take a look at, dog? You want to tabs?
Yeah, sure. And admittedly, like you said, with some people were selling stuff. I saw a couple of people actually post saying that they sold right out, man. So I thought that was pretty sick. That's always a nice thing to see. We don't see that all the time.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, you would think that depending on how you approach designer con, like if the bottom line is to make money, or if it's just to kind of get the networking / marketing portion going, or maybe a little bit of both. But you would think that if you sold out, that you would say, "Hey, I got to sell out to make my money back or to be where I want to be." And if you're selling out, dude, man, you're killing it. You're probably hitting a lot of those check marks.
You're probably hitting a lot of those check marks. So I'm going to nerd out a little bit only because I already told you, man. I was looking at the Kaiju robot stuff. And then, so basically what started is my brain was sitting here going like, well, what's kind of the difference between a big giant monster and a Kaiju, right? So I'm going to share a screen here in a second because I do have a little bit of like a little journey. I'm going to take you guys on. I'm going to bring you down the little rabbit hole I ended up going down. So like realistically, it's 1921. First giant monster we have that's like in like a story, like a short. It's gonna be this guy here. It's My Pet. And this is kind of the first time that we see like a big giant monster. You're like, well, is this a Kaiju? And it's like, well, not technically yet. And then we end up having King Kong in 1933. And of course, this would have been like, again, does Kong count as a Kaiju? Not at this point, because then all of a sudden we have end of World War II, 1945, and then that's going to be when it's like you have this formal surrender of Japan. So this is where I actually found things kind of really fucking interesting, because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and the more I was reading into like where robots came from, where all the mechs came from, where the Kaijus came from, immediately I'm like, yeah, war instant, like it had to have, like based on the years this all happened, right? So you do a quick little like fucking looking into it, and you end up finding that like, yeah, World War II and the atomic bombing of Hiroshima profoundly influenced Japanese manga by fostering an ambivalent fascination with science and technology. The war demonstrated the destructive power of modern technology, yet post-war Japan also developed a strong belief in the potential of science and rebuilding and progress. Manga explored this duality with technology portrayed as both savior and a potential destroyer of humanity. And then you have to think about the fact that like when you're thinking about all this stuff and you start all of a sudden seeing shit like this. So this is going to be like the first time that we actually see somebody controlling a big giant robot in like a manga comic book. And this would have been around the time of 1948. And what's funny is fucking you have occupied Allied forces that would have actually been occupying Japan at this time until 1952. And they had actually put a bunch of censorship that these people couldn't be talking about, like war and Japan winning wars or military and stuff like that. So you suddenly have this one area that isn't part of the censorship, which is going to basically be like children's comic books. And so all of a sudden, manga ends up being one of like the driving forces where we start seeing fucking shit like this and these big giant automaton robots and mechs and stuff like that. And so this is probably one of the first ones. It's going to be the Atomic Power Android. And of course, most people are going to know like Astro Boy from 1951. But then we actually have, of course, Godzilla showing up. And Godzilla, I don't know about you, man, but I had no fucking idea that Godzilla in 1954, he was considered like the first of the kaiju genre altogether. And mainly because he was created purposely to be a metaphor of the atomic bombings. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of like other people there that are like nerdy horror people that are kind of like, yeah, Crumbs, we already knew Godzilla was a metaphor for like the fucking A bomb that dropped on Hiroshima and shit like that. But personally, I just never put that together. So he was literally supposed to be like a metaphor for the devastation. And his atomic breath and destruction is actually mirroring the fire and devastation of the atomic bombs and shit. And all of a sudden, the kaiju movies that start coming out of Japan at this time are actually like to process the war from its own perspective. And the films end up allowing them to actually show like a catharsis to their audiences. Next thing you know, we go back into like the mangas, right? So you've got this guy here, Tetsujin 28. Would have been like Iron Man over there, but Iron Man, shortly after these comic books in the States, we have Iron Man, so this couldn't be known as Iron Man. So we end up calling him fucking Gigantor. And this is actually technically where we have the first giant monster fighting a giant robot automaton. So when we look at like the first ever like robot that ends up fighting some fucking giant monster thing, and like I had to dig for this, man. Like there's a weird little clip. He fights like a seaweed monster, and even when you're like watching the clip from it, it's in episode 26. I have it on here, but I don't know if I can pull it up if it's gonna share. But I literally had to watch it like 10 times, man. That's how bad the animation was. Like this weird fucking thing from the ocean. These guys are talking about how it's a seaweed monster. And that's kind of the first time that we have this guy actually fighting one of those things. And then next in the actual mangas, he fights this ginormous Frankenstein for some reason. So this is again kind of like that first era when we think about like a robot being a versus a monster. We literally have this story of this fucking guy who puts together the remains of his dead son and makes this big giant fucking Frankenstein. And of course, Gigantor has to fight him.
That's dope. I like that.
Like it's pretty fucking cool, man.
Fuck yeah.
And of course, Gigantor is fighting other giant like fucking creatures and stuff like that from rocks. And again, what's so crazy to me, man, is like this whole thing is 1956, 1964 era. You're just like, what the hell is going on in Japan with these fucking comic books? Next thing you know, if we want to talk about giant monsters fighting monsters, one of the next ones we end up getting ends up being this stupid fucking thing from 1965. Frankenstein Conquers the World. It's Frankenstein versus Baragon. And for some reason, you have a big giant Frankenstein that has to fight Baragon that rises up. And I think for most people on our scene, what we're probably going to see a lot of tomorrow is end up going to be in like Ultraman, Ultra Q, the bad guys from that. So where I find even that gets really interesting is I was reading this Wikipedia page, of course, and because of the stature of the filmmaker for Ultra Q and his closeness with the relationship with Toho, where is it here? Yeah. He was ordered to take his crew and take what they needed from the prop warehouse where the various props from his films were stored for use in the series. Large Manda prop was used for the dragon Kaiju, while the head was used as the front portion of a Viking ship seen in episode 12, as well as the Udako prop from the Frankenstein versus Baragon became Sudar, while the Maguma suit for Gorath was repurposed as Todola. It's like suddenly you just have all these fucking monsters reappearing across series from different movies and shit like that, which in my opinion kind of even explains why we have certain kaijus that even though they might not have been kaijus before, they start appearing in different things and they become almost like notoriously famous monsters in the kaiju series. And then, like again, Ultra Q, right? Big giant fucking monster thing attacking villages and shit like that. But what I found interesting is when you look at this dude, you would assume he's a big giant robot. He's actually an alien, man. And this is actually his exoskeleton when he's fighting these dudes. So it's not until we actually get to like Ultraman 7 where all of a sudden you've got this stupid fucking robot guy here. And then this robot guy would have ended up being Sevenger. And that's kind of, again, bringing back this whole idea of a big giant robot fighting big giant fucking kaiju monsters. And that seems to be a little bit more of the premise of that Ultra 7 portion. Going back into more of like the monsters we're going to see tomorrow, in my opinion, like this is what kind of bred the classic kaiju that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
These are like the ones that like we see time and time again, even in the tabs tonight when we go over some of the pieces for DCon. We're going to see a whole bunch of these kaijus again. And then I just thought this was fucking hilarious. When we're going to follow into like where we go with giant robots and giant monsters, you literally have King Kong Escapes, where he's fighting a big giant mecha version of King Kong. You've got fucking Johnny Soko and his flying robot, which is going to end up actually being Giant Robo, the television series. You've got the first instance on the Super Senpai series, where they actually have a giant robot grow and actually be able to fight fucking kaijus. And then Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. All of this stuff, in my opinion, is just kind of bred in, and like we've talked about, like we've seen it before actually on the fucking like Toys That Made Us and stuff like that. When they talk about Power Rangers and how that was influenced and taking portions of these old TV shows from over there. Yeah, exactly. Retro, Jet Jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
Man, sorry. So like it's just wild to me to watch how like you see all these fucking like different versions evolve and be influenced by each other and start taking portions. And even now knowing the whole like World War II portion, it's hard not to look at something like Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z and be kind of like, holy fuck, yeah, you've even got Goku transforming into this big giant fucking gorilla ape thing that's basically like a kaiju. And that's even almost kind of showing like the reverse, because he's more about like martial arts and fuck technology and the advancements of all of that. It's more Bulma, and you're kind of like, oh my god, this is beauty of the robots versus kaiju, man. And so tomorrow we're going to be seeing a bunch of pieces, I think, from all those different worlds. And I didn't really even realize people were picking sides either, too, right? And like the more and more you look at all these different robots, they all share certain similarities. There's so much of this idea of like humans controlling the robots. And I think like when we look at like that World War II and the commentary on that, like it's very much this whole idea of like you do have the power, but are you going to be smart enough to actually use it? It's not the big giant robots that are doing the action. It's humans typically that are controlling this. Even if again we look at Power Rangers and they make the big Megazord, they're the ones controlling Megazord at the end of the day. When they're throwing around these kaijus, crushing buildings and shit like that, it's like, yeah, it's sick we've got the technology to be able to do these things, but are we responsible enough to actually use these things? Anyways. That's where we've been nerding out the last couple of days.
Man.
Because again, we're not going to let G.I. Joe show happen ever again. Not that first one.
Yeah, dude, that definitely puts that show for tomorrow in a little bit of a different perspective when you break it down like that and show that connection there, dude. I was not aware. Thank you for that, dude. That was fucking amazing, man.
Well, 1920s, dude. And then to first start seeing this shit like 1940s, that war era, it's just, and being a kid back then, because we even see it in America and stuff, right? A lot of the times people didn't realize the kind of content that was in comic books because they kind of figured if kids were reading these little 5-cent, 10-cent books, there can't be anything gruesome and scary or bad in them. And again, that's kind of where I look at some of the manga then, and I'm just like, oh shit, no wonder some of these dudes, they were like, I'm angry. I want to write about what I'm seeing. I'm passionate about what I'm seeing, but I'm being censored and everything I'm trying to write about it in. Well, what if I depicted my characters as and doing A, B, C, and suddenly you're just like, fuck, man. Just that whole influence of war on art to this point now.
Yeah, dude. God, man, I've never even, I don't know, man. I guess it's just something I've never really even, looked into the history of that before. But God, dude, that is dope, man. Like I said, that does put a new spin on that show tomorrow, man. And now I'm super looking forward to seeing all the pieces, the speed at which he speaks. Yeah, dude. Like, no shit.
It's because, if I'm going to talk bullshit, I know at the end of the day, I'm like, we got about 2 hours here. And the moment we start tipping over that, you guys don't know this, Beat whips me after. I pretend I hate it, but Beat whips me after.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. But dude, yeah, so tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, those pieces are going to drop. There's a lot of people in the chat that are probably in that show tomorrow. So we are looking forward to doing that recap next week. That's going to be a great one. But here we go, man. Here's the Kaiju Cave, man. These guys have been killing it. I don't know how many shows they've done together now, dude, but it's a lot, man. This is the first installment of this one.
Right. Be curious. Oh, yeah. I knew there was one that actually had like the full roster of it. And you know, okay, so this is what I actually love with the toy scene too. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, friendships do get formed. People just get along differently with different people. People enjoy different people differently, right? This is what it is. Eat a dick. That's just life. So what you can tell with shows like this, I feel like Kaiju and Cave are just, their shows are known to be so much fun that everybody wants to be a part of the show.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. They are fun shows. I mean, there's a few of them that kind of started off. I mean, at least one that I can think of, the Shrek show, kind of started off as a joke, and next thing you know, it happened. And there was
the show was so good.
It was so good, dude. And I think one of my all-time favorite pieces from Super Terrible Toys was their Shrek show piece, dude. That was a very, very cool one in so many ways.
Sadat's fucking piece for that was stupidly cool, man.
Yeah, it's just funny, man, how it started off as kind of just, I believe it started off as an April Fool's joke, right? And then it actually happened. And, you know, shit, man, like, I'm not the biggest Shrek fan. Like, Shrek came out when my kids were little. And so it was always, like, I watched it a million times with them. So I was familiar with it, and I always appreciated the kind of adult humor that it had in it, and some innuendos. And then, of course, the people that were playing the characters, Mike Myers and fucking Eddie Murphy and shit, dude. Those guys are always good.
I think the best part of Shrek show was seeing Cave dressed up as Shrek for the IG Live. Oh my god, man. Speaking of shows, Collecticon is actually doing their signups right now as well. So if anybody's interested in tickets for Collecticon 2025, make sure that you end up actually grabbing those.
Yeah.
And of course, we've been pushing it like every week. Toronto Toy Riot, Indie Toy Pop Art. So sign up for this end as of December 31st. And it's going to be happening May 2nd to 3rd weekend. And speaking of the Toronto gang and Toronto Toy Riot gang and Kaijus, if anybody didn't know, Grayskull Toys might be like the king of Kaijus.
Dude, he had a lot of those. Actually, bam, here goes one of them right here, man.
Actually, I like the little.
Yeah, that was dope. This one was from.
Oh, I like how he's holding a little fucking. Okay, I didn't. That's like how he's holding the thing.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and this thing's got some sick glow on it too. I think I already did a post on this one, maybe not. But yeah, dude. I mean, come on, the Eiffel Tower in his hand. Come on now. This was from Assembly Required in Philly, and he had a table full of these things. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, from the Super 7 figure, I believe, but like really sick, man. The glow on that is super, super cool. And then a wicked accessory there. So yeah, but lots of those. That's a good one. Is that from him?
Yeah, I didn't realize I was on mute. Mine's got kissable lips. He doesn't have a tower, but look at those little lips.
Is that from him though?
That's from him too. And yeah. Dude, look at that, just a little bit of sparkles on his little fucking. I'd let this guy crawl up and kiss me in bed. Look at his eyes. His eyes are almost as beautiful as yours.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you for letting me see him every week. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. There you go. Yeah, look at those glowing orbs.
You're so weird. Fletcher says that guy's rad as duck. I agree. Rad as duck.
I don't like and I get it. There's something though about these guys in the resin and then with the airbrushing. So yeah. Don't at me about the fact that they're fucking bootlegs, okay?
Go back to that one.
This guy?
Next one. Yeah, dude. Eyes on that shit. That's really cool, man. Dig it.
And then, of course, Yo-Yo Dine. You seen this little playset that he did up?
Oh, dude. Very cool. Mm-hmm.
See, what's fun is that when you have the little nuclear reactor, you know that these guys are fucking huge. Paul D, excuse the language, sorry.
But dude, what a great little playset, dude. You know what I mean? Nuclear reactors and the color choice. Very
and
nice.
I guess like he had a couple of Hedoras it looked like when he was at DesignerCon too. And again, like it was hard for me not to just be seeing the influence of freaking the Kaijus all through this week. Like these was from Edwin Salas.
The Garamond right there, man. I got a Garamond behind me. Those are very cool. Nice.
I think what's impressive is when he does multiples. But don't get me wrong, it's all impressive work from Edwin Salas. But then when you see them actually do like a couple of the same, and you're like, well, okay then, fuck you. Monster Patrol toy, Monster Patrol. Oh my gosh, Monster Patrol toys.
I was about ready to say, damn, dude, I have never heard that word pronounced like that before.
It's like the hip hop
roll. Oh man,
Jesus, dude, yeah, like the influence of Kaiju is right across the whole Omi scene, right? 6-inch Safuis made in Japan.
Dope. Sun Guts is dope too.
Pocket Toy Co. Dropping those Kaijus. Look at that fucking header card art for those.
Ooh, nicely done, dude.
Yeah, illustration by 53 Porny, ES Studio Palm, risograph print by Malime Low Press.
Nice, dude. Very cool. The dual individual packed on the one card, dude. I don't see that one much.
Very, very Safubi-esque.
Ah, that's cool. Like that. Yeah, the dual bag is what I'm saying, Suki.
Ah, dang, man. Now, it looks like these guys are actually on magnets as well. So I wonder if you can swap out the heads. It's just me. Deep fried vinyl. Doing a lazy Sunday drop last week, so they're going to have a couple blanks available up in the store. If you ended up wanting to catch any of these. What else we got? Weird Kid Club. I ended up dropping these bad boys up in the weirdkidclub.com store. Hesitated there. Couldn't remember if it was .com or if, you know, you guys are all over the globe. I can't remember if it's .com or if it's .au or something about that poor man. I don't know if they ended up airbrushing that at all or if that was just what they ended up getting the pulls from, but those are some sexy fucking Buddha lizards.
Nice. That was real nice.
You've been watching the ocular rhombus resin experiments?
Bro, he's been
obviously
killing it, and I mean he always does, but the stuff that he's doing now is like it's different. I mean his stuff it's different, and it's hard to say that his stuff is even more different than what it was because it was already different. You know what I mean? I feel like after he did that collab with Camelbot Commander, that maybe there's a little bit of influence of Camelbot Commander coming in some of those pieces, dude. What do you think?
Possibly, man. I know that they're not normally somebody to play with resin, so I don't know if these are actually. I mean, they're experiments in resin. I would imagine that the whole point is that these are their experiments in some resin, which I can get down.
Yeah, sick, man.
I think one of the most impressive things about ocular rhombus is the consistency without wavering style. Like you kind of know what you're going to get, but just constantly.
Dude, let's think about this. In the last 2 years, let's just say the last 2 years, I know that he has brought to Assembly Required over 400 one-offs. That's just Assembly Required in the last 2 years. And if he's gone before that, then which I think he did, he probably had maybe that much too. So let's say 600, and that's just those drops. That doesn't even include like his shop or his regular drops, which are very, very consistent. I mean, if you're, you do any amount of time on Instagram and you follow him, you know that the drops are consistent. But I mean, just think about that, dude. That's an easy number to throw around and go, oh yeah, 400 one-offs or 600 one-offs, or what he's up to is probably double that. I think that wouldn't be even a far cry. But just think about sitting down and doing one-offs that many, dude. It's fucking staggering, dude. You know what I mean?
I've said it like a bajillion times, and you get talking to an artist or something, and you're both blown away by somebody in the scene. You're raving about how they're amazing they are, and then they're like, I don't know how they fucking do it. And you're like, well, discipline and consistency. And 9 times out of 10, the person's like, oh yeah, I don't have that. And you're like, well, I don't want to be a dick. Like, I don't want to. I'm not saying I do either. But like, if we're gonna sit here being like, oh man, Healy made is so fucking good. I don't know how he does it. Well, we'll tell you how he does it.
Yeah.
He sits down, he does it every fucking day, regardless of if he's got the sales in the pocket or not. He's making them.
Yeah, dude, I think that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Suki, right? Like, where are you at in your toy? I mean, there are people like him who that's what he does, dude. He perfects his shit, and then there's other people that are just doing it like Suki, where they're just trying to get 20, 30 minutes in wherever they can. And maybe breaks between weeks, and it's crazy, dude, that it's all under the same umbrella, and we still, I don't want to say we get the same results, but we get it, everything contributes, and there's so many different ways to contribute, right?
Well, and I'm sure Suki would agree. There's a couple of us that like we're very, very privileged, and even actually Dub was talking about it. If you've got to work a little part-time thing or a side gig to make it work, do it if that's what you got to do. If you have to create, right? Suki was even saying like they're very fortunate they've got a gig that they get to be able to do creative work. Now at the end of the day, like I promise you, man, I spent years where so many homies would be like, sounds like elevator music, sounds like hold music, and you're kind of sitting there being like, and then you find the KPM libraries and you find out that there's actually like a whole genre of human beings that make shit for those commercials and your ringtones and your little fucking alarms, and you're like, holy shit. Right, and it changes the game up because at the end of the day, tell 10-year-old crumbs like, you're not going to be playing drums in a dope metal band. You're going to be doing some really boring work sometimes. And it's like, but you get to create, and that's a privilege. And then you find those little pockets of time that you get to do the creating that's for you. Otherwise, I would even say the fact you give a fuck about creating gets to be a privilege for most of us, man. The fact you give a fuck about this shit, how beautiful is that, man? There's so many people out there that they can't look at the toys and the artwork you have in your home and recognize how much hard work and talent has gone into that. What a privilege that you first, like your brain, for whatever reason, after all this evolution of survival and shit, looks at that stuff and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, someone made that.
Speaking, Barbarian Rage made these.
Yes, he did.
He made these, and they glow.
Yeah, dude. He had I think he did have a video from Designer Con, possibly. But I thought he said that he was going to have oh, you know what it was? Man, that's what it was. And I didn't know how to forward it over to us, but I got an email. Yeah, if anybody's, I'm sure the majority of people are subscribers to his newsletter, but he sent out a newsletter today saying that there was going to be DCon leftovers available, and I don't know if they were available now or what it was, or if there was going to be a post. I don't think I saw a post specifically related to that as DCon leftovers, but in the newsletter there absolutely was. They might be live now in his shop. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, because this one was posted 6 hours ago, but it's going to be for the glow-in-the-dark blanks soft vinyl toy. Painted version and glow-in-the-dark blanks are now available.
Nice.
Ooh. And the old gloopy goblin. We have seen these a couple times in the last year, 6 months. We've talked about it almost every time. The head switch. Smart, man.
Yeah. I like that, man. I snagged one of those up at Assembly Required in Philly. It was a blank. I think it's a red and green blank, which is cool.
They're like the perfect fucking pocket protector size.
100%, dude. Yep.
I'm not saying I'm going to be walking around, but maybe I am. Who knows?
Yeah.
No. These are going to be DCon leftovers that are on their site as of 12 Eastern today. We looked at this, dude. I think you sent them to me because this is fun, dude. Dipsy. This is a very interesting figure.
It is, man. This was sent to us by Scum Army. PDX. What's up, dog?
I knew I'd seen it. I'm pretty sure actually they sent it to me, and my exact words were, "Oh, fun as fuck." So
Yeah,
it makes sense that I pulled up and I'm like, "Oh, this is fun, man."
Man.
The color choice is absolutely insane.
Do you remember where they're from? Was it Italy?
Let's take a little peek. Oh, look at that package art with it too. Sorry. That's cool, motherfucker, too.
Yeah, that is cool.
Anyways, sorry. Doesn't say where they're from, but 10.4, rightfully so. Good.
Yeah.
Like these are cool, man.
Yeah, very cool.
I swear my mouth will close at some point. Just even like.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is too neat. Oh, don't tell me it head swaps this way. Where is this little head gonna go? Weapon? Neat. Just smart, man.
Yeah, dude. Lots of pieces on those too. Very cool.
DCon leftover drop this Friday, 10 a.m. Good luck. You gotta love that, man. And I'm like, I don't get me wrong. I bet Epoch's such a fucking gem that they don't mean anything by that, but they do know that, like, yeah, good luck. If you see something you like best of luck to you.
Oh.
I hope you get what you're eyeing because they'll be gone fast.
Yeah, nice, dude. He's got a nice variety right there. There's some Tom Hensley sculpts in there. Yeah, those are nice, man.
You know, it was so fucking jokes, dude. I was talking to my mother not too long ago, and I mentioned the fact that, like, how wild it is. You know, there's certain people in this scene that, like, they're making things, and meanwhile, they made the toys that we played with as a kid. Typical mom fashion, right? Oh, well, you're talented. You could too, you know. Thanks, Ma. You know, and they're like, that's not the point. It's just very impressive that these dudes who were their job was working for some of these fucking insane toy companies that we played with their pieces are still making works in the scene that we're. But you're right. Thanks, lady. Shipman going to be doing a drop at Monstock, Japan, November 22nd. I would say Shipman's one of those individuals that is so freaking nice that I don't want to put them on the spot and have their DMs blow up, but I do feel they're the kind of person that, like, if you see something you like, reach out. They're originally from, I want to say Boston, but it might actually be New York City. They moved to Japan in the last couple of years with their wife. Their stuff is very unique, very interesting. They don't do drops often. As I mentioned, if you see something, hit them up. They're normally very kind and friendly. So they'll be dropping those on November 22nd. Dude, you seen these? Prime example of a maker under 1,000. Hobby Goblin Toys.
Man, that's a new one. Have we looked at this account before?
We have, but this is a new one, and it's got swappable faces.
Yeah,
and I think that's that elevates it.
Yeah, man. You know, the Bog Dweller that I got from Bog Squad has that same kind of setup. It's a smaller magnet on the face, but it does have a swappable face. Who else did a swappable face like that? Titty Bean did a swappable face like that.
Oh.
Well, but it was on a 3.75, but that's cool, man. Ooh, what is that?
Yeah, so these are like their pieces we probably would have seen before because they've had that dude for a while. So I feel like we must have looked at this before.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I've seen that. Maybe we did. I just don't remember. But that's cool.
They're fun, dude. Interesting maker for sure. What else we got in here? Cool Cat Toycos. This is live for anybody that missed that earlier. Small shop drop. It went live 10 p.m. Eastern. Jimmy Folklore has a shop drop coming up on Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a collaboration with Ian Rickert on the backer, Dee Pruitt on the antagonist figure.
Yeah,
Antagonist. Fuck, two of you.
that's cool though, man. I like that. Yeah, we looked at that a couple weeks ago, I think, or whenever we first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you doing that about the glow in the dark backer or Fletcher's little piece there?
So the Healy made one, man. I've actually had mine for a while now.
Oh, of course you have.
But it's because he did some prototypes. And I've been sitting on it for a while, dude, and it's staring at me like every week. And I'm like, oh man, I've actually taken some pictures of that case and had to remove it because that Tony Soprano, I just got that the other day. That was super.
8-inch vinyl.
It's dope, man. Here, let me grab it real quick.
Fucking B, man. Oh yeah, I've been sitting on the prototype that Healy made. Just happened to fucking release for a couple weeks now. Who am I?
But yeah, dude, it's a monster.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, boy. Oh man, it's so cool.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah. Boom.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, fuck, man.
But yeah, dude, he had bought one of those. That's just a little candle, like a flickering candle thing. I think he got it on Amazon, and then he just basically set this on top of it. But yeah, dude, they're dope, man. I don't know if they're still on his site or not. If they are, I highly recommend. It's definitely different for him. But
yeah, but it's a guaranteed win too. They will not be sitting on those for very long. Let's be real.
Nah, those are sick, man. Super cool.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. I couldn't have 120 if anybody's interested. 120. Not to put you on the spot. It's just if anybody was interested in getting their own at home.
There you go.
Get on over there. Also, I wanted to show these off because again, with the Kaiju robot show happening tomorrow, if anybody's never seen these, and actually I'll go to the Double G Toy Show store first. So they've actually got 2 waves of these. There's going to be wave 1, Kaiju Big Battle series, and wave 2. What's really interesting about this whole series is Double G actually reached out to several different artists in the scene at this time and had them all create their own little sculpts. And of course, this is what they ended up coming up with. And then they ended up doing like a PVC factory run of these. So this run here is actually 22. They've got the second set as well for 24. But what I love is you can get all of them for 40. So you're getting close to almost like 20 figures here, 23 figures in a little set for 40. And I know personally I've got the orange set of this as well. It's a fun little rubber PVC set. It's just kind of a fun little addition for not a whole lot. And then you've also got it over at MCC Toys. They've got the spiced orange as well, if anybody prefers like a different colorway. What else we got in the Tabby Doos tonight? Galaxor is actually dropping a new drop of Lord of the Lucas Sharks. So it's going to be a pre-order up at Galaxor, hand-painted 5.75 resin figure, magnetic swivel articulation and shoulders and waist. And we've got some head case toys. I don't know if anybody had seen these. I mean, I feel like we must have pulled these up before, but these are fucking dope as hell, man. You seen these?
I like those for sure.
I feel like do you have a handful of these?
Those I don't, man. The you know what? I'm looking at one of the head case pieces I have, and it's old, dude. It's
interesting.
It's a few years old. It's a carded Dracula piece, is what it is. Yeah, dude. It's
interesting.
It's probably 5 years old now, 4 years old at least.
I wonder, is it almost like in this style? Not the Gruds, the The monster one.
No, it's 3.7, 3.75, and then the backer is like almost like a spiral. It's like that. It's a
Right.
version of that.
Dude, I feel like we saw the Grudge ages ago, and I'd kind of forgotten about them. They're just a really fun fucking piece.
That one right there. The one right above that, right there.
This guy.
Yep.
Darkest one.
The darkest one. Yeah, I have. That might be the exact one that I have.
This is cool.
Yeah, that might be the exact one that I have. Where is that? Yeah, it's somewhere, but that's another head case one that I have. That's a cool piece.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I took some really cool pictures of that. Oh, you know what? That might be my post.
It is.
That's funny, dude. I was gonna say I took some really good pictures. They look really similar to that.
We're fucking idiots.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did one with a red background for some reason.
Check these.
That was cool. Yeah.
Man, like this is insane to me, dude. So these are now for sale. They're gonna be shipping them off in the next week. The little manta rays, half in and half out of the water, like. So many areas for potential freaking bubbles. Nah.
Yeah, dude, they've done those, and like everything they do is super cool, man. They did like that shark. Do you remember that shark they did recently? It was super fucking sick.
Think of how that even packages for that to get like to sit in the wave portion, for the tail to clip in.
Yeah.
Just brilliant design, man.
Really cool. I like their posts too, man. When they do a lot of pictures of like the whole production run. Yeah, I like those, man. That's sick, dude.
Yeah. For frick's sakes, man. Some of these people just push it, and we see it all the time. I think you ended up actually getting one recently too. Flaw Toys.
Oh, beautiful.
There's certain people, they just make things that are just stupid, man, in the best way.
Yeah, that's another double cast. Like really, really cool double cast. They just did something recently too. I don't think it was a double cast, but they had a new release. They've been around for a minute too. And
Yeah.
those are sick, man.
What I find funny is like back in the day too, like whenever somebody would rip on them for maybe like something not being meticulous, they were like, dude, it's the whole joke and the irony of it is like I'm a human. There's going to be flaws to my toys. Like the fact that they've gotten them to this degree of like perfect. Like for anybody who's not familiar with Flaw Toys, I've got it pulled up. I'm even just looking at them right now. It's shameful that somebody would get one of these and think it's anything less than perfect, knowing that this is a handmade piece. You know, you just want to D8 slap them in the forehead.
The box for that is like it's on another level, man. If anybody has any of the like Mythic Legions Obscura figures, it's like a rectangle box, and there's like a really thick cardboard, almost like backdrop to it that kind of folds around the box. The box that those comes in are similar, man. They are just it's yeah.
You had me digging, hoping that maybe I would just come across one, but no. Apparently, they want to hide the boxes.
Across the box, dude. I remember those used to not be a pre-order. Like when I first started following them, I think it was just drop only, and I missed. And it's one of those ones where I just kind of gave up on. I'm like, I'll never get one of those because then people double the price on, online, and then you're looking at like $400 or $500, and it's like, God dang, man, that's crazy.
I actually have mad respect when I see somebody's shop that says like multiple orders will be canceled. It's just like, thanks, dude. Like I get that. Like I get that, and sorry for anybody out there who's like, no, there's two in my household. It's always a pain. Like I'm sorry, but I just got mad respect for that because yeah, exactly what you're saying, man. Like there's a lot of folks out there that like, I'm gonna buy one for me. I'm gonna buy another one because they sell out in seconds. I'm gonna flip that one online for 3-4 times the price. It's like, oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Shit. Some of us just want to freaking enjoy it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool, man. They let as fragile as they look, man. It is a chunky, beefy. It's a heavy piece, but yeah, really cool. I want to say they are from like France or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of just freaking get to enjoy it, you know, it's gonna be kind of neat tomorrow.
What's that?
At like 8 p.m. We're not gonna be sitting here clicking save on 70 posts, double, triple, quadruple checking that they're. We get to actually just put our feet up and go, damn, damn, oh, damn.
Yeah, dude. Agree, man. That's a good point. I was thinking, you know what, dude? That's one of the little benefits that I didn't even think about. There being that few day gap between the show, and the show where it actually helps us out, where we can just not do anything and worry about that some other day.
You know, if you wanna grab something, you can grab it. Speaking of, we're done with tab eats. You got anything you want to share with the gang before we let them all go?
I don't think so, man.
No way.
No, we're saving everything for, gosh, not next week, but the week after now is when we'll take a look up. But that'll be cool, man. There'll be some cool stuff coming in.
I've got one thing beside me that I think is interesting, and I'm going to show it off just because.
Let's see it, dog.
Check out this Fret Brett piece. Now, what I love about this is he's a mushroom monster robot. So when we're getting ready for tomorrow's Robot vs. Kaiju, try and tell me where this guy fucking fits in.
I don't know.
Fret Brett makes some of my favorite fucking work, dude. It is quirky.
That is a true story, dude. You have been repping that dude hard since day one. And he's been around for a while now, right?
He has. He probably has been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's these yahoos get on with their evenings. They've got better, cooler things to do than listen to us yap about toys.
That's probably true. FKD, thanks for coming on, man. We'll see you guys next week for the Kaiju versus Robot Showdown recap. Show drops tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Showdown recap. I like that.